Welcome back to another episode of the I'm Not a Hater podcast, featuring your favorite not hater, giving you tips and information for your everyday life. Mr. Brown. I want to just start out by saying thanks for all the support, all the subscribers, all the views, everything that's been happening. I definitely appreciate it. And I'm going to try to keep it going for the most part. Like I said before, what allowed me or what had me stopping before was, due to my work schedule and, things like that. But I'm back. I'm ready to put in some work, and the fruits of the labor has been showing. So definitely appreciate everybody who has been showing that love. Now, today we're gonna get into a topic that I think I'd probably touched on before, and if I didn't, this will be new. But we're gonna talk about core values, morals, and things that you live by, basically. And I'm going to talk about the things that about 5 things that I live by in life, right? And that we don't always get it right. So these things are, I've cultivated them over time, right? I don't always get them right, but these are the things that I stick to in life to help me be the person that I am today. Okay? So, first I'm going to start with loyalty. Now, I'm loyal to a fault. And if you don't know what loyalty means, it means like sticking close to a person or a group of people, and just down for them, committed to them, whatever it is, you with them. Now, like I said earlier, I'm loyal to a fault. I did pose a question the other day on Instagram, and I got a response saying that loyal people look for somebody who's loyal. So that's what I look for in friends, family, partners, etc. You got to be loyal. You got to be down for me just as much as I'm down for you. We can't switch up on each other. We can't change. Um, you know, and that loyalty helps you stick with each other during tough times. Like somebody try to sway you in a different way, man. Nah, I'm rolling with them because you can't break it. Once you got that loyal bond, there's no breaking it, or it shouldn't be any breaking it. Now, people's loyalty comes in question often, and they break it and they go off and do other things, and then you're not as close anymore, so you're not as loyal to the person. But loyalty for me is a huge core value. I want to be able to feel like you're loyal to me, that I could trust you. Um, you know, and I can actually believe that you gonna have my back just as much as I have yours. And again, like I said, in with my friends and everything else, like that's what it is. You have to definitely be a loyal person at all times. You know, keep my name standing strong even when I'm not in those rooms. You know what I mean? Like that's a huge thing for me. So stay loyal, stay down at all times. Now, next, I want to say this in, all honesty. Love is a huge thing for me. Whether it's giving love or receiving love, it's big, right? For me. I learned early on that you love those closest to you. You can spread love all over, but those closest should get the love that's filled with compassion, empathy, and kindness. So I'm a huge proponent of showing people love. I don't hate on nobody, even though people say I'm a hater. I don't hate on people. Like I throw little jabs, little jokes, but you'll always catch me being genuinely um showing people love, and if I can lend a helping hand or whatever the case is, I'm gonna do it. It's just who I am. You know what I mean? Just being a loving, kind person. And sometimes it could be annoying if you ask, like, you know, my kids or you know people around me. Like I could be annoying with my love, but I feel like I have to give it because they are the people that are closest to me. They are the people who deserve it and need it the most. Um, that family, friends, etc. I show love. I give love. Um, but speaking of kindness, I am also self proclaimed. I'm a kind person. Okay, it's another value that I hold close. I'm very giving. Sometimes, again, to a fault, I'll lend helping hand. Uh, the shirt off the back type of person. I'm friendly, and in certain situations, if you need a listening ear, I am the person to listen to you vent. And then you can trust that I'm not gonna take it back and go nowhere with it. Like I'm very kind. Um, in doing so. Um, you know, and being giving, sometimes it does come with a price. Like you'll give and give and give, and sometimes you don't get it back, but you can't always be in it for to get something back. Sometimes you just have to give and hope that the person understands, that you're giving from a righteous place, a kind place in your heart. So don't always look for something in return when you're being kind to someone. Just give, and know that it's the right thing. It's the right thing to do. um the next one would be family. Okay, so this one has become the biggest value over the years. Now, whether it's blood relatives or friends that have become family, this one has become huge for me. Okay, these people have kept me going over the years. Like I said, whether it's immediate family or it's your friends who've been around so long that they become part of your family, y'all all keep me going. Now, suffering loss and losing people close to you and in your family, it does change you as a person. So admittedly, over the past couple of years, I am different. I'm not as outgoing and everywhere and family oriented, um as I used to be, right? And some people have fallen by the wayside when you consider them family. They're not as close as they used to be. And while it can be upsetting, right, and people change and people have different things that they have to do, um my heart and my feelings for these people have never changed. I still consider them family no matter what. We go through things, we change, we grow, we evolve, but if I counted you as family ever before, I'm still counting you as family now. um and that's just real. Like, I want everybody to realize that. Like, I know in myself that I'm not the same person that I was um a couple years ago, and I would be everywhere. Anytime family has something, I'm there. And like I said, it didn't matter if it was friends or blood relatives. I was trying to make my way there or trying to be there. But you know, as of late, like, I've changed who I am, and I kind of like pick and choose uh, where I'm gonna go. I got to do a better habit of being closer to family, because again, it's a huge thing for me. Like, I love my family, you know, and that goes for everybody. Again, like I said, if I ever called you family, you still family to me. I, you know, love and respect each and every one of you. And just know, if you see this and understand that, I'm feeling my way back through this journey of life. It's not always easy, but you know, it happens to the best of us. Like, we go through things, and you know, you try to recover and try to be different, but the family bond and all that, it still remains for me as a core value. um, Now, the last value that I'm gonna speak of is actually honesty. And again, I grew up with this value, and it became important. Now, in all honesty, I used to duck this one. I used to duck it a lot, because I didn't want to hurt anybody by being what they call brutally honest. Okay, I realized that I can't, but I realized I can't expect people to be honest with me if I'm not being honest with them. And lying to hurt people, spare people's feelings, wasn't the right thing to do. So I realized that, change my approach. Don't come out so strong, but tell the truth and love, um, and and let the chips fall where they fall. Hopefully, they don't get upset, but I'm being honest, and in my honesty, it helped me deal with people better. You know, Not scared to tell you, like, oh, okay, I'm not really feeling that, or you probably shouldn't do that. This is what will happen after the fact. Not just saying yes to everything just because it sounds good, but being honest, like, that doesn't really work for you. You probably should do something different. And just being able to understand that, people are going to have their feelings, but at least you told them what you consider to be the truth. And, that's just what it is. Now, once again, these are just my values, my core beliefs. You may agree with them or you may not. Of course, you probably have your own, and that's cool. I hope that they, are helping you through your journey in life. Um, and once again, this is your favorite not hater, Mr. Brown, saying that I'm going to see you at the next episode. Peace and love on your journeys.